All right, guys, so NFL Week 14, it is pretty crazy. I do majority, I'd say 85-15, I do college football. But also I watch a lot of NFL, and I enjoy the National Football League. Let me talk about the Atlanta Falcons. I've watched every single Falcons game from pretty much cover to cover as much as I could this year. And frankly, the last couple of games, you know, Desmond Ridder has actually come on and been a pretty good starter, I would say. You know, Desmond Ridder, he did have the fumble, he did have a safety, and then somebody read a screen pass and picked it off. But Ridder in the offense still put up 25 points today, and Desmond Ridder took a 3-point lead with the 2-point conversion to Drake London. All right, so Ridder has a strong arm, and he's showing his mobility. So this offense really played, it's still inconsistent and choppy. The whole team right now is inconsistent and choppy. You have, on the defensive side of the football, Jaquarius Street now got injured. Grady Jarrett's out for the season. Jeff Okudah wasn't in today, but Clark Phillips came in there and did a great job on the back end. The Atlanta Falcons, Bijan Robinson's coming to play. The Atlanta Falcons are literally an edge rusher away from probably being an absolute juggernaut because Desmond Ridder is getting his feet under him. It was a very rocky start to the season, but he's put in some solid performances. And the thing that I really love about Ridder is his ability to shake off mistakes. So it can be really ugly. He can throw an interception or have a fumble for a safety or have fumble problems, but he's still going to drive you down and put you in position to win games. And this year, Desmond Ridder's done that time in and time out. Against the Packers, he won the game. Against Houston, they drove down for a game-winning field goal against the Houston Texans. Okay, against Minnesota, the offense gave the defense a 4-point lead, and they just had to stop Josh Dobbs. They could not do it. Against the Cardinals, they had a 1-point lead. Kyler Murray drives down for a chip shot field goal. Then today, 4th and 1, chance to win the game, you don't get it. You cause a fumble, you don't recover it. Rashad White recovers it. The defense falls apart late. And I know that you can, listen, I know that you can say that the offense sputtered in the second and third quarters, and that's very true. The defense wasn't completely awful, but at, what do you call it? At crunch time, I guess. You know, at crunch time, when the game is on the line, this defense has folded like a house of cards. Against Josh Dobbs, they've been terrible. Against Baker Mayfield, it's not like they haven't been that aggressive. It's just that they need that edge rusher off of the edge. They need Grady Jarrett to be healthy because Grady Jarrett would have been after Baker Mayfield. Grady would have maybe won the game today. All right, but they need an edge rusher in the worst way. You need a Jared Verse from Florida State. The Falcons need an edge rusher to go along with Epikidi and to go along with Lorenzo Carter. Caden Ellis has been really good. I think Troy Anderson's been out most of the year with an injury. The linebacker plays pretty good. Secondary play, Jesse Bates is really good, but that other safety is hit or miss, and he gave up a huge play today late in that game. So overall, the offense is showing signs. I mean, Arthur Smith is kind of evolving this offense to be more throw first, and you're able to, then hit Kyle Pitts. You're able to, if the defense is able to get the offense the ball back, the O-line can lean on teams long enough where then eventually they can finish the job. So overall, man, it's really frustrating. Just so many chances for the Atlanta Falcons to go out there and win these games. I mean, if the Falcons could have beaten, Minnesota, and then today they could have finished off the Bucs, they'd be at what would they be at? Like 9-6 or 9-5. Instead they're at 6-6. Or they're at 6-7. So I mean, you change a couple of those games around and you're at 8-6, and you're still 3-1 in the division. The Bucs, I think, still have to play like Green Bay, so I think the Bucs are still going to lose a couple more games. And now the Falcons are at 6-7. Brutal loss today. I thought they were the better football team today, and they had opportunities to go out there and win it. They were down by 9 in the fourth quarter. What was it? 29-20. And the Falcons went on a great 15-0 run to take the lead. And then Baker Mayfield came back, and give credit to Mayfield, made enough plays. This Falcons defense is not disruptive enough. They don't create enough turnovers. They're decent at stopping the run, but they're lacking some playmakers still on this side of the ball. And it's a frustrating team because they're right there. They're on the precipice of turning that corner and really being a solid, really good football team. I don't believe that you should fire Arthur Smith. And this Carolina game, this team is just incapable of blowing anybody out. They either win close or they lose really close. I think that hopefully against Carolina, you get a much-needed win, and then you host Gardner Minshew. Hopefully you get 2 consecutive wins, and you go to, what would it be, 8-7. Hopefully you go to 8-7, all right, in for the season. I mean, it's possible to do that. So hopefully you go to 8-7. Hopefully you beat Carolina, and then you go ahead and beat Indianapolis. Again, I thought they would win today. They had the better team. They won on the road in freaking Tampa Bay, but lost. Then they go to Chicago. That'll be a little bit of a tougher game, I'm telling you, with Fields. And then, of course, you got New Orleans on the road. So they're all winnable games. They're all there for the taking, to win 4 and get out of here 10-7 and win the division and host a playoff game. Is it going to happen? Today's loss is a crushing loss. I'll read you. Desmond Ridder today threw for 347, 26 of 40, only 1 interception, and he had a touchdown. Passing the ball, and he had a touchdown running the ball. So Drake London, 10 for 172. Kyle Pitts. This offense is starting to come around. It really is. They put up today about almost 460 yards of total offense, which is the most they've put up in a really long time. Really frustrating. That safety and that dang interception down there cost them some points. And they were there up 3 with a chance to close this thing out. Desmond Ridder did enough. Damn, it's frustrating.